Hello, 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 my beloved souls. It's Twin Flame Tuesday. How is everybody? If you haven't seen me since Thanksgiving and you celebrate Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. I hope it was amazing. For those of us in the States, busy time of year, right? We have like Halloween and then you blink and it's Thanksgiving and then you like wipe under your eye and it's Christmas and then New Year's and then it's a wrap, right? So I hope that this time of year isn't it's bringing you blessings. It's bringing you joy and bringing you miracles, right? Like, don't allow yourself to be triggered during this time. Really stand in your powers. Remember that you're a sovereign being. Remember your light. Remember to stay grounded during this time. Like, super, super imperative to stay grounded during this time. Um, Take some minutes for yourself, right? Even if you got to go to the bathroom for like 5 minutes and just take a couple of deep breaths. Hold it and release it. Just woosah, right? And understand a lot of people are projecting a lot of fears and anxieties and worries and all the things onto us. So you're in a twin flame dynamic. I know that you probably get shit talked to you all year long anyway, just because you're a twin, and then to like have the conversation out loud with people who don't understand what a twin flame dynamic is or the connection can be very disenchanting, right? And make you want to like give up sometimes or just frustrated or just kind of shut down or you get angry, right? So just a reminder during this time, just stand in your power, right? I just saw 133. But really stand in your power, stand in your strength, focus your energy, stay grounded. Remember the big picture, the connection. Remember that this is a divine union. Remember that this is a eternal game, right? And that everything doesn't have to make sense right in this present moment. And also don't rush union if you guys haven't not to be in union yet, right? If you're not there, it's because you're not necessarily ready, right? There are things that you need to learn. There are things that your twin needs to learn. So really trust the process, right? Really trust in the flow. Really trust in the divine timing and the magic of it all, right? And know that you're incarnated to embark on this journey so that you could heal some generational wounds, right? And cancel something, clear and cancel some of those curses, and expand as a soul and ascend and really have this deeper understanding of unconditional love, this deeper understanding of self-love, and then this deeper understanding of what it is to have that reflected back to you by your divine counterpart, right? Because self-love is the best love and we can only give what we have, right? So if you're here loving yourself and allowing the universe to reflect that back to you, guess what? You're also not only reflecting back a, a version of yourself that's loving you unconditionally, but you're also giving that to your divine counterpart, right? So you guys are just feeding into each other with this beautiful love, and acceptance and acknowledgement of how amazing that you are as an individual and having that energy just reflected back to you through the external version of yourself, through your divine masculine or your divine feminine. So super deep, super delicious, right? Plus we get to play with the collective and raise the vibration and do all this deep, inner work. So there's a lot that goes into being a twin flame, but you don't have to feel so frustrated or defensive during this time. Again, a lot of people are getting triggered, right? We have the family members that are either going to come to us with ego because they're smarter than you and they know fucking everything, or the family members that are going to come to you with fear, with limitations and scarcity, and they are trying to protect you from yourself, and all well-meaning people, right? People are doing it from their version of love, but this is about you loving yourself, you honoring yourself, you staying true to the course of your healing and your growth and your ascension, and knowing when you need to step off a path and when you don't, and when you want to be, deeply connected and when you won't. Like, this path isn't for everyone, and even those of us that have been activated as twins, right? I know many twin flames, at least a lot of the people that I've been working with, are choosing a different kind of divine union, right? They don't necessarily want to be in this twin flame dynamic where they have to do all this deep inner work and healing. They just kind of want to be with someone who is also high vibrational, who also is expansive, who is also growing and learning, but isn't triggering them every 5 seconds, right? So there's no wrong path for you. There's no wrong path for you. It's just about standing in your power and having the awareness of what's going on, right? Because self awareness and self realization help lead us to self-love, right? So you just want to have an awareness of where you're at, right? An awareness of what this connection means to you, an awareness of what you're fighting for, an awareness of your divine counterpart and what they're going through during this time, right? And then you either opt in or you opt out, right? It's your life. We all have free will, right? But if you choose to opt in, then understand that your level of love, your level of commitment, your level of um, determination will be a guiding light for many others that are walking on this path as well, right? So just stay true to your course. Anyway, we are ending the beautiful month of November. We are now in Sagittarius season, and we are coming into the month of December. And December is a 9 universal month, so that it's all about endings. But endings always lead to new beginnings because December 1st kicks it off with the 10-day, right? And the 1 and the 0 equal to 1. Spiritual awakening, doorways opening, new paths. So we're literally ending one cycle and starting another. We're closing one door and opening another, like right back to back to back. So I want to know what December has in store for the Twin Flame Collective. See, things might start off a little bit slowly because it took me a minute to shuffle there, but all good things, all good things. Engagement, bottom of the deck. I love this. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So if you haven't met your divine counterpart yet, understand that union will be, or you guys will be crossing paths soon, right? You'll be activated soon. For those of you that have met and maybe you're in separation, this could be a very therapeutic time of healing where you get back together, or if you're just dating, right? Maybe you're going to decide to live together up into the next level. Maybe you are getting engaged. Congratulations. And for some of you, you're getting married. Congratulations. But it's about taking you to the next level of this journey, no matter where you're at on your path, right? And we're all at different levels on our path, right? Maybe some of you are with karmics right now and you're healing that situation, right? And so ascending to a different level could necessarily mean that you guys are breaking up and you're no longer going to be with your soul teacher or your karmic partner. Why? Because you no longer need those lessons, right? It's time for you to move forward. You're ascending now to another level of yourself, right? You're jumping timelines, you're healing, you're growing, you're expanding. It's beautiful. And we got chemistry coming in. Yes. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. The chemistry between twins is retarded sometimes. It's retarded sometimes, right? Because we have like that Kundalini activation going on. So it's so funny. I was watching the show Wednesday on Netflix because I love the Addams Family, and Morticia and what's his name, Gomez, right? Can never get enough of each other, right? They're always just like making out, PDA, touching each other, right? That's this energy here. It's just like electric, magnetic, like everything is just like reminds us of each other, right? We just like can't keep our hands off of one another sometimes, right? So really deep activations going on here. So for those of you who have met your divine counterpart, you know what I'm talking about, right? Because once you guys did the damn thing, it was like, holy shit, like, what is this, right? Like, literally, why they were like, I'll make you see God, like one of those conversations. So, for those of you that haven't gotten with your divine counterpart yet, just letting you know, it's about to be on and popping, okay? December is going to be a really hot month. I love this for you. Merry Christmas, all of the things, like all of the things. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So, we want to tap into our intuition. We want to stay the course. We don't want to run away when things get hard, right? I know there's a lot of abandonment and codependency issues within the twin flame dynamic, right? And so we want to make sure that we're honoring ourselves and we're honoring our path. And when we get triggered, we don't run, right? When we get triggered, we don't just shut the other person down. When we get triggered, we don't start an argument, right? Like we stay the course and we realize that this is our person and this is the dynamic that's meant to be. And so we fight for each other and we fight for our love and we fight for this connection, right? But it should be both sided, right? Dual sided. We don't want to just be a one person doing all the work in a relationship. That's not fair, and that's something that needs to be healed. Okay? Healing family issues because we don't have enough of that going on in the twin flame dynamic already. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Many of us have had to date versions of our moms or dads because we didn't have that relationship healed before we got into these situations, right? And so you keep attracting kind of like the same person, and maybe the same person has the same toxic traits as your dad, or maybe this person has the same toxic traits as your mom. Um, and you need to figure out how to get your power, how to stand in your voice, how to stand in your truth, how to traverse those energies. And more often than not, you can't play this game with your parents, right? Like that's your mom and dad. There's only so far you're gonna go. But in a relationship, especially an intimate relationship, when you're seeing these things played out, you can speak up more, you can set some boundaries, you can walk away, you can end it, you can take your power back, right? And I feel, especially now that we're in the holiday season, right, where people are going to be around a lot of family, and seeing their own shadows projected back to them, right, different versions of their family members and the healing that needs to be done, right? You're going to learn to have a little bit more forgiveness of your parents, right? Like, my mother was a teenage mom. So there were some things I was really upset with her about, just felt like I was kind of like shorted in life. But, you know, as I got older and started to reflect on things, it was like she was a teenage mom. Like there was only so much she could do. There was only so much that she knew, and she was growing up while she was raising me. You know what I mean? And so when I was able to kind of take a step back from those interactions, from her behaviors, from her choices or whatever, I was able to see it. Oh, she was, like, yeah, she was always my mom, but she wasn't always the same version of herself, right? She was growing up, so she was making decisions as a teenager does, as a young adult does, right? As a young woman does, as a single woman does, a married woman does. Like she was figuring out all these roles at the same time while trying to raise me, right? And so a lot of those lessons may have been painful and chaotic, but they were still lessons, right? And I was able to take a step back and kind of look and be like, huh, I don't know if I would have made the same decisions at her age because I didn't have the same experiences, right? And so, like, having to be like, let me stop being so harsh and so critical and so judgmental, of a situation that I wasn't in, like when she knew better, she did better, you know what I mean? And so that forgiveness and it gives you that, healing balm for yourself, right? Because you're not holding on to that bitterness and that anger and that resentment and that fear anymore. You let it go so that you can move on to something bigger, something greater, something better for yourself, right? And then as you heal, your family heals. 7 generations forward, the 7 generations back, right? And so this one little healing moment will change the course of generations. Literally, it changes the course of things. It's like a pebble in a pond. Boop, goes back out and then comes back towards you, right? So you're healing you, you're healing your siblings, you're healing your children, you're healing their children, you're healing your cousins, right? Descendants, your ancestors, the whole gambit, right? So you really want to focus on this during this time. And again, people are going to be coming at you more than likely from either ego or from fear, right? And so instead of judging or criticizing or being so defensive and guarded, take it for what it is, understand a projection for what it is, reflect on it, see what lesson you're learning from that interaction, from that connection, from that reflection, right? And then shift it so that you can move on to your highest and greatest self and move on to a higher and greater timeline. And then, ooh, oh, we got 2 cards here, right? Finances and career, right? Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Divine masculine, I'm going to basically say this to you because I see this more with the divine masculines than with the divine feminines, but your wallet does not equal your worth, and your wallet does not equal your capacity to receive love. Okay? Like, you are not only worthy if you have a fat wallet. You are not only worthy if you're making 6 figures or more. Like, that does not define you. Like, you define you, as a whole person. And if you happen to be with a divine feminine who is bossing up and she's in her like Queen of Pentacles mode or her Empress mode, and she's got the finances, she's got the stability, she's got everything that she needs, and she's really only connecting with you because of you, then stop thinking that you're not worthy enough of this connection or that you can never be enough. All right. Like, I see way too often in the Twin Flame Collective where the masculine will run or walk away or will cheat with someone who isn't on the same level. Why? Because then he feels like he's above, right? But we don't, why do you need to be above anything, right? Why can't you be equal? That's your divine counterpart. That's your equal. Just because your wallets aren't the same doesn't mean that your souls aren't the same, doesn't mean that you don't have your own skills and talents and gifts, right? That maybe they're just not showing out in a tangible way like cash flow, right? But that doesn't mean that you don't have all these other amazing things going for you, right? Maybe you're charismatic, maybe you're a great artist, right? Like maybe you know how to just like connect the right people, and just like take someone else's vision and help to translate it for them so that they can like really move for it. Like you all have such amazing beauty, beautiful skills and talents, right? But don't allow either working yourself to freaking an early grave to be the reason that you guys aren't in union, or feeling unworthy because again one of you makes more than the other, and not feeling worthy in that connection, right? Like maybe you're the boss and this person's the secretary, or she's the COO of her company and you're freaking a janitor at a school or something, right? It doesn't mean that you guys can't be together, right? And shout out to the CEOs and shout out to the janitors because everybody has a motherfucking important role on this planet, right? So don't talk yourself out of this connection. Don't um, allow the naysayers, i.e., our family and friends, to talk you out of this connection just because it may not make sense financially, right? We're talking love, we're talking eternal love, we're talking twin flame union. We're not talking money and finances, right? This isn't a Wall Street report, right? This is a soul love report. That's what we're doing. All the fields, right? And then we have reconciliation. So if you happen to be in separation, awesome sign for you that your twin is coming back because they're going to get their whole life together. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Also, because it is holiday season and we see people that we don't necessarily see often, right? Maybe some of you are going to be running into some of your exes. Um, if you share children with like your karmic partner or a soul teacher, you could be seeing them during the holidays as well. So it doesn't necessarily mean in those situations that you guys are gonna like reconcile and get back together, although you could, but you're all like there's so many different versions, so many of you out there with different storylines that I'm not going to say that because it's a general reading, although the potential is there if that's where you guys are aligned. But this is also past life energy, right? So people coming back from our past lives, people coming back from the past in this lifetime, and just healing during this time, right? That's really what is coming forth. It's like you're coming through to heal. And sometimes that healing looks like, hey, I'm so glad that this is no longer a thing that we're doing, right? And just acknowledging it, right? Like, it is what it is. It was what it was. We had a really great time, and now it's time to move on. But for those of you in separation, I feel like that's just a really strong sign that your divine counterpart is going to get their life together and head on back to you, right? So past life lovers, divine counterparts coming in. For those of you in separation, they're going to get their life together and you guys are going to open the doors for communication. And for those of you that are dealing with karmics and soul teachers, some of those people are going to come back, especially when you meet your divine counterpart, right? When you meet your twin, the exes like to come back and kind of like sniff around, and all of a sudden they remember you and know your number, and they start romanticizing all the good times, right? So just don't allow your past to fuck up your future. That's all I'm saying. Bottom of the deck, guardian angel. I love it. Just stop and just take a breath and just say thank you to your guardian angel, right? They've been with you since you first incarnated a soul, and they'll be with you until the ends of time. Always here, always supporting you, always loving you. Like, they're so amazing. I thank the guardian angels of my children all the time because I'm like, thank you for being with my babies when I can't be, because mommy's not there always. Gotta sleep and eat too. Guardian angel, love yourself unconditionally. Ask for help. Ask for help, twin flames, right? Put it out there. Put it to the universe. Write it down. Say it in a prayer. Light a candle. Ask for what you need. Ask for what you need. Ask for what you need. Your angels are always there to support you. Whether it has to do with this divine union, whether it's just you as a divine feminine, you as a divine masculine, or if it's for your collective missions together, as a twin flame collective, just ask. The angels are literally here to do our, I don't want to say like bidding, but they're here to help us, right? Like they're literally here to help us. Like it's their job to help us. There's angels here all the time surrounding us all day, every day, here to help us. Ask them for help. Give them something to do. They be mad bored. Just saying. Seraphim, Seraphisa. Relax and open up to source. Keep your heart open. Keep your heart open during this time, right? Self love. Allow yourself to love, allow yourself to be loved, allow yourself to receive love, right? And pour that into allow your cup to just be filled up and then give the overflow to those around you, but keep your heart open during this connection, right? We don't want to shut down and let fear and bitterness and worry and jealousy and judgments and criticisms and frustration and delays and timing to block our union. No, we want to be together. We want to figure this thing out, right? So I'm going to open up my heart. I'm going to ask God to just pour love into me. I'm going to ask God to remind me that I am love. I'm going to ask God, like, what can I do today to be an example of love, right? So that I can start reflecting that back out to the universe, so it can start being reflected back to me. All right, beautiful thing. And then Archangel Metatron, I love it. Increase your light levels. Open your stellar gateway chakra. So really get grounded during this time always. Like you always want to be really, really grounded. And again, with that chemistry energy that came up earlier, right? Our Kundalini is getting activated or gets activated during our twin flame connection. So you really want to be grounded and centered in your root chakra to allow all of those energies to really travel up, and you want to open up that gateway, right? We want to go above the seventh chakra, which is our crown chakra, right? We want to keep shooting all the way up into the stars and up into the heavens, so that we're a clear download for these divine like guidance and energies and messages that are coming through. Okay, so you have a lot of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding coming to you for this connection, as well as for your divine mission at this time, right? And the month of December is going to bring you a lot of intuitive promptings, a lot of situations in which you're able to heal and to take your power back. Um, so definitely, I'm not gonna say definitely, but be mindful of the fact that you may get triggered during this time, and not to run with it. You know what I mean? Like take triggers for what they are. They're roads to healing. They're roads to blessings. They show us where we've given our power away, right? They show us where we need to heal. They show us what is still going on beneath the surface. That's it, right? And our families are often beautiful reflections or projections of those energies that we need to still acknowledge and address. All right? So just give them the gratitude that they deserve. Give gratitude to your twin for all that they're dealing with and all for being in your life and for being a part of you and for this beautiful journey. Give gratitude to the divine, right, for trusting you with this beautiful task to be able to incarnate to do this thing and to help raise the vibration of the planet at the same time. And your gratitude to yourself for the healing, for the work, for the deep levels of commitment that you're giving to this connection, for learning to love yourself, for learning to value yourself, for stepping up, for stepping forward, for stepping out, for speaking up, for speaking out, right? For having a voice, for being sovereign, for standing in your power, right? Like, shout out to you, because I know this isn't easy. 2222. It's not easy, but it's worth it. All right. I'll leave it there. I love you. Love you, love you, love you, love you. God loves you. Angels surround you, obviously. And I will see you guys later.